Hello, I'm Steve. So before the podcast, I think it's very, very important that we thank all the admins. The admins have put in 200 hours of work on this new BAL creation system, okay? Now, you can ask yourself, are they as important as me? No, of course not. They're not as important as me. Are they as good looking as me? No. Do they bench as much as me? No, they don't. However, 200 hours is 200 hours in anybody's language. So I would like to thank Rick, Oldie, Gibi, Ubikuli, Baltazar, Visual Complexity, Captain Jack, Empino, RRR Furore, Earson Offra, Coco, Steph, and Hair Gone. So, thanks to those people. Again, I can't do this magic on my own, yeah? I might be the star, the face, the personality, but these people have been helping me to help you. So, with no further ado, enjoy the podcast. Hello and welcome to the WAPES League podcast Super Sunday or Saturday session. It's probably going to go out on Saturday, to be fair. I'm joined by admin Rick.
Hello, good afternoon. And a small correction, I'm staff, not admin.
Oh, right, okay. I didn't know there was a difference. What am I?
Yeah. We got a hierarchy, so...
Really? I'm not even in it. Do you know what I mean?
You're a wanker, Steve.
Yeah, I have to be kind of messaging people to find out what's going on. Do you know what I mean? I'm like behind the scenes like James Bond, but better looking and with a bigger cock.
I'm the one with the cat. Come back.
Hello to DJ Truckstop, also joining us today with his cat Coco.
Good afternoon. Now you've scared her off.
Yeah, I mean,
at least we have one admin here, right, with Coco. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, we have Rick and Coco. Yeah.
Rick and Coco. It sounds like an '80s gay band.
I think you should kind of stay away from going down that particular road, Steve. This is the chat about BALs.
Right. So as everybody knows, then you're watching this video because there has been a glitch found in the matrix of BAL creation as such. So Rick, when did you first find out about this glitch? When was the first sign of it?
Well, we got notified last week, basically. There was one player with insane ball jumping in the mixed rooms. I can't remember exactly who that was, and that doesn't matter much. But it was the first time that we really encountered someone like with a ball with low 40 stats and high 90s and stuff like that. And first we were all amazed and basically saying, wow, that dude's lucky with his spin, right? Then later on, we found through Twitch and YouTube from a different assisted Teamplay website who uses a similar system with the balls, that they found out that through edit mode, you can basically create a base spin for the ball mode. So you could adjust certain stats, lower certain stats to 40, so you could max out other stats and then keep them at 73 and create them in the ball mode. So when we saw that video and the tutorial basically how you could do that, that's when all the alarms went off.
Yeah, I've got to say it was a fairly good response because seemingly nobody has cheated, and I think it's very important to reiterate that because I have seen a few whispers on the Discord where people are kind of maybe suggesting, maybe we should restart the season, or maybe we should, cancel some games, the last game day. But I think as far as I'm aware and as far as everybody's aware, nobody has cheated. Nobody had the possibility to. And let's be fair, if the captains are shrewd enough that before they play games, they look at all the players. I know that my players always get looked at very closely because of my superior performances. Truckstop, on the other hand, nobody's ever looked at his left back because, do you know what I mean? 4.5s don't make you look into their stats, as it were.
No, look, for us, it's clear that this hasn't started before. First of all, that YouTube video that was released, that was from 1.5 weeks ago. The second thing is that the ball used and mixed by that person immediately stand out. People started talking about it and screenshots. And if we would have seen players using this before, because a lot of people look at the opponent's team and their players, this would have come out way sooner because this was really extreme. So no reason to restart the league, but a break was needed to create a new system because we couldn't continue this way.
Okay, so firstly, for the people that haven't done this yet, I've made a few BALs. I know you have. Chris, you haven't done it yet, have you?
No, I'm so lazy, you wouldn't believe it. I'm just kind of one of these guys that is just happy to sit on the sidelines, wait until the official news comes out, and then kind of go forward. But I do understand that the passion in the community is such that people are just want to be there doing it. My doorbell's going, guys.
Okay.
Also important.
I'll be back in a... Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just come back when
what
you
is
want.
It,
That's
a
all right.
pizza or a kebab, Chris?
He's ordered a cocaine and a hooker to the door.
Oh, yeah,
nice. So what people want to know is, the people that haven't done it, Dobby, how difficult is it to make these glitch BALs? I think we'll call them glitch BALs.
Yeah, it's for me, it's not difficult at all. It will be different. And that's the main thing, and you will encounter certain things which will be annoying at first, but we are of course creating a tutorial on how to create with your help, obviously. And next to that, we've been working with 15 guys, experienced ball spinners and community members on creating all these balls, testing everything. In total, I think there's 200 hours of work in this whole process. And we found out how to do things easily, and every problem you might encounter, we have already found a remedy for, basically. So, for me personally, after all this testing, for me it's easier than the old system, I would say.
I want to reiterate that I have made a few BALs. I did struggle at first because the first few days nobody was really 100% sure on what to do, but now I know what to do. It is so easy. I could probably train Truck Stop's cat to do it. It's probably a 10-minute process to get your base set, but then when you're spinning, you're going to spin what you want in 5 minutes. So you're probably looking at 15 minutes, whereas before, I don't know about you guys, but I've literally spent 2 or 3 hours spinning BALs and still not found the BAL I've wanted. Then I had to go and do what I wanted to do during the day. And then that night started spinning fucking BALs again. And the missus is looking at me like, what's he doing? And I'm just pressing X and circle, X and circle, X and circle for 4 hours. Trucker, I'm assuming you don't do that because you're a left back.
No, it's again because it goes back to what I was saying before. That Amazon guy rudely interrupted our podcast. I'll let him know next time to come out at a decent time. But obviously, people are happy to just get up in their pants and sit there and spin and spin and spin. If there wasn't a pandemic for the last year and people had to go out and work, how would they get these fucking BALs that they're spinning? I'm just happy to go, and I've got a left back, I've got a CB, and I span these BALs once, and I've used them continuously. But obviously, for people like me, my opinion is that the new set of rules will really help because you can kind of again find your base and work off that and kind of go forward with that and tailor your BAL specifically to what you need without having to sit there all day in your underpants, stroking your cat, making your BAL and being a jobless bum. So you can go back to work, you can forget the pandemic, and you can make the BAL that you're looking for within 30 minutes. So for me,
exactly. Okay, look, I want to say on that basically that you're both right. Like what Rambo says is he was spinning for 3 hours and he finally finds his perfect ball. And Truck Stop, you say like, okay, I don't have that time, so I'll just go with what I find at a certain time, right?
Yeah.
And now it becomes easier for people like Truckstop to find a player with the distribution they like. At the same time, if you invest more time, you will still probably get a better ball. And that's no different than the current system, really, than the old system, I mean. So there will still be a lot of variation in the balls, because worries from the community are like, okay, when we can create exactly what we want, there's going to be the same balls everywhere. Everyone will have this stat and that stat and that stat. And you will be surprised, because the player you create in edit mode is not the player you will spin in ball mode. We'll talk about this probably later on this more. But yeah, there will be so much diversity in ball still. And even I think, I will dare to say that there will be more, because how the ball system works is, in the old system, the balls you spin were basically players from the database from PES, but variations of it. So they were 69, 70, 71 rated players, and you spin them from the database. So if you spin for 3 hours, it's likely that you find the same player as someone else did, right? So you work from the same base and adjust them from there.
Yeah,
it's really no different this time. It's the same system.
Okay.
So,
do you think that the new way of finding BALs, do you think that that's going to be loved more by new incoming members of the community, that they can kind of sit down and they can make their perfect BAL? Because obviously, if you told somebody that wasn't on the WAPES Discord that to make their own player, they're going to have to sit there and spin and spin and spin. If you want the best, and every stat that you're looking for, then you're going to have to spin. I heard a story as well, maybe this isn't true, but it's one of the admins apparently, that when he makes a BAL, he has a piece of A4 paper with the stats that he's looking for in little squares cut out, and he sellotapes the piece of paper over the front of his TV, and he spins and spins and spins, and obviously all he can see are the stats that he's looking for. This is the kind of level of I don't know what the word is, geekiness that people will go to spin their perfect BAL. If there are new members coming in and they know that they can sit down, maybe they, you know, that will please them more, knowing that they can make a BAL pretty quick.
No, yeah, exactly. You know what it is? I think that for new members, this system is easier than the old system.
Of course, yeah.
But for the current members who are used to the old system, they will struggle at first with the new system. Like, oh, this is different, right? So there will always be comments on it in the end. But I think for new members, this new system will be easier. And when you get the hang of it, yeah, I think it will be applauded, the new system, and it will create a great football experience on the virtual pitch.
Quickly as well, Rambo hasn't, Steve on PES, he's changed his name recently, hasn't spoken for, I think, around 4 minutes. You must be itching, Steve.
I am, mate, I am, and that is, I'm itching because of an encounter I had a long time ago. People were worried, of course, about less freedom in creation. What have you got to say about that, Rick?
Yeah, I think it's the opposite, because again, the way it works is you go into edit mode. The new system will be with what we call a min-max sheet, basically. So you got per position, like it's not an overall thing anymore. So the left back has different minimum stats than the left winger, and the same for the maximum. So you can play in between those limits. And also the height system has now been individually made per position. So where we used to have, okay, you have 70 speed, 80 physical, this is your height for every position throughout the pitch. Now we have per position a different height system. So you will see a lot of new players on the pitch, a lot of differentiation in height per position, and not always the same. So the tall striker won't always be strong and slow anymore. There will be a little twitch on that. That will be seen in the stats later on when they are published. Where you were used to build, say, Kanté, because he was small, so he couldn't be strong. Now we found a system where we could balance that out a little bit more. So the strong DMF doesn't always have to be a giant anymore. So we found that we rebalanced that a bit, and we took this opportunity because we had to change everything basically because of cheat prevention in the end. That's the reason we are doing this. But it gave us a chance to really look at everything again and rebalance everything. Which I think there will be a lot of different players on the pitch.
Yeah, I wanna stick my 2 pence worth in there to this because I know some people are looking at this and say, "Oh no, but I'm not going to be able to do this." I have seen the stats because I'm probably more important than most of the people watching this, so I have already seen the stats, the minimums and the maximums that you're allowed, and you can still have, 190 centimeter centre forward with 90 physical contact, and 88 jump, and 88 heading. You can still have that. You can still have an intricate winger with 85 balance and 85 acceleration and 85 ball control. You can still have that. You can still have a destroyer DMF. You can still have basically anything that you could have before, you can have now. I haven't actually seen a BAL now that would be illegal in this new system. There are going to be some out there. Some people's BALs will be illegal, but that's because they've spanned for 6 hours to get 93 balance.
Yeah, and
taking that out of the league isn't a bad thing, is it?
Because in the end, I think that a lot of balls actually will be illegal, but that will mainly be because they miss 1 point on a minimum stat, for example. That's harsh, but then again, with the new system, it takes you, I think, 20 minutes, 30 minutes to create your new player. So if you say like, damn, I love my old ball I was using, I just miss a few points, take a screenshot of your old ball, recreate them in edit mode, spin him again, and make sure he's correct now. Job done. You have the same ball with a slight adjustment, so there won't be much problem in that.
And it will be slight adjustments people are going to have to make. I mean, the one thing that I always used to do when I was spinning an SS, I would always go to the second page to make sure they had low defensive awareness, low ball winning, low aggression. Anyway, I would always want them preferably under 50. You can still have these under 50 guys if you are spinning an SS. It's not a massive issue. I know people were thinking, oh God, but if we have defensive prowess at 60 for an SS, we're not going to be able to have 80 ball control. That isn't the case here. And when you see the stats that are coming up shortly, hopefully all your fears will be elevated unless you're retarded, which obviously we can't rule out. Some people could be damaged or slow.
Yeah, overall, it's. Oh, sorry, Chris, go
on. I have a question. It's an explosive question. It's so good that I'm amazed that I actually thought of it myself. Okay, do you want me to leave the question? Do you want to say what you was going to say, and then I can come back with my question?
No, go on, because I already forgot what I was trying to say.
It's a league. It's a league night, yeah. Okay, the new rules have just been introduced. Okay.
Yeah.
You play in a team that you don't really play a lot. Okay, so I mean, a lot of the teams don't turn up for friendlies; they just play league games due to logistical reasons or whatever. So this team turns up. You don't play them very much. The rules have just been released, and you've got to go through and check all of their BALs.
Yep.
Under the new system, with all of the new ratings per position, per player, per team. I mean, is that some kind of nightmare scenario, or
at the moment it will be, but as soon as we release the stats, the league won't immediately start. Of course, we're trying to restart the league as soon as possible, but we want to see a few friendly games between teams. We want to see mixed, that we can check already the balls. Yes, you will have to pay more attention. My suggestion would be make a video of the opponent. If you don't trust certain things, check his stats and check about it later after the game.
Okay.
We are working on a system where it's easy to make a screenshot of a ball, and the system will say this ball is illegal or legal just by putting in the picture. So it will be automatic basically. So you don't have to check all the numbers, but we're currently working on that, and that is a process which may take a bit longer than when we start the league. On the other hand, what I'm not captain anymore, of course, but what I used to do is on our team Discord, I have post your ball here, and our players post their ball there. We check them, and like 4 or 5 guys say, okay, this guy is illegal. So I think it's partly also, I mean, we are here to have fun, play football. We're on manual, recreate something, and that's why we all found each other in this community. So I think it's also a bit of the personal responsibility of the team captains to check their own players a little bit, you know. But it will become simpler.
We
have
first. Yeah, we have a check your BALs page in our Discord as well, and I think it's something that you should police yourself amongst the team, because let's be honest, we had an instance with one of our players, Search, who had a BAL. Obviously he was illegal. He was 1 centimeter too tall as a centre back, and he got called out, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
there's a risk of putting your team in jeopardy as well. So it should be something that you can also police yourself.
Yeah, and on that side, I will add, like the new system, it's per position. So you can go to the website, you say, okay, I want to create a DMF. You go to the website, how to create your ball player, and you click on DMF, and boom, you will see your DMF and every stat with the height you can do. It will be hard to make a mistake. And in the old system, sometimes people had a bit of troubles with, okay, where's the line and what's my speed and how tall can I actually be? And that's when mistakes started happening, not because they didn't look right, but just because they didn't always understand. And this system is way more clear. So now it will be a hard job to do it wrong, basically. You know, it's simplified.
Yeah, I think there will be mistakes along the way, but I mean, a bit of personal responsibility here. I mean, you know, this should be easy enough. I've seen the stat sheet. I'm going to make, 2 or 3 players today, and I think it's easy enough. And I think everybody in the community will not struggle with doing this. But there will be, of course, mistakes along the way. I'm sure the punishments haven't really been thought about as of yet, because the system is still very new. But I'm sure if people are breaking the rules by, one extra balance or something, they're not going to be hung, drawn and quartered. But at the same time, don't do it. Double check, triple check. Before league games, check with your captains. And it is, of course, captain management responsibility. Make sure, what I would suggest is not chopping and changing mid-game, like when you lose a game and then you change formation at the second game, but it's impromptu.
Yeah.
This is a management thing as well. Make sure that, if you are going to change formation, your players have the BAL ready and the BAL is legal, and it's not just fly,
no, of course, that's the team responsibility, and I mean, it will take a bit of time. Mistakes will be made, and the first version we will release about the stats. If we find out that someone knew how to break that system, again, we'll adjust it. So we're calling it a beta version, version 1, however you want to call it, and we'll go from there and make adjustments if needed. But again, with 15 guys, we delved into the stat system of Konami the last week, and we figured so much and we learned so much, so that adjustments are easily made. I'll give you one thing for the audience listening to like a new thing. For example, like a worry is like, okay, you can edit your stats, so we will have some monsters. But we added, for example, one new thing is that you can have a slow player usually, with the speed, but then put the acceleration higher. So people might be worried like, okay, he has 60 speed but 90 acceleration, so he will still be reasonably quick, right? And then they can cheat a bit with the physics, and then they have a fast beast basically on the pitch. What we've added, for example, is that the difference between speed and acceleration can only be +8. So your acceleration can only be 8 stats higher than your speed. Small mechanic to adjust an overpowered player, and an easy rule to keep track of when you're creating your ball.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, anybody worth their salt was doing this anyway. I mean, in terms of exploiting it, and I'll admit it, I was looking for, in an ideal world, I was looking for a DMF with 70 speed and 82 acceleration. So you've still got that thing between players, and you can have a bit of size about you if you wish. So obviously now that will be illegal. You're only allowed 8 points difference in your acceleration, difference between your acceleration and your speed. Another rule change, actually, Dobby, while we're into it, it will be on the video that's coming up after this. It's going to show you the BAL creation and some statistics that you can have also. But now DMFs, left backs and right backs can be 74 rated now, which is good news for you, Truck Stop, who is a lifelong left back.
Yeah.
Left back in the changing room.
I think it's your secondary position also, or was it your first, Rambo? I'm not sure.
Steve was actually kicked out of Pass and Move because he refused to play right back more, which is a very good marker of his levels of loyalty towards a team.
Yeah, exactly.
He doesn't get to play in the position that he likes. He'll leave, and obviously the amount of times that he tells me in party that he wants to leave Pen U because they're near the bottom of the table, you wouldn't believe it. So yeah, beware Pen U. Yeah, beware.
Yeah, and on top of that, Truck Stop, I even heard that he tested for certain teams as a left back, like, you know, the higher teams in D1, and he failed. So it's not an easy job to be a left back, you know. It's not an easy job to be a left back. But now, what is true, Rambo? What you say is like the DMF. Didn't really get used in the old system because your CMF was a lot stronger. So everyone played DMF with a CMF, basically. Now we boosted the DMF a little bit so we can have more variation in balls and play styles and etc. It's the same with the left back. Some players played with a CB on the left or a CB on the right, or their left backs were really average stat compared against the right winger. Now we found a way better balance, and it will be way more fun to make us fullback, but also to create a DMF with the play style you want. I will add also to that, like I play CB now most of the time for my team, and when I was spinning a CB, you get the defensive stats, you get the jump, you get the physical, but now I can create a CB where I have a bit of ball control. Because I like to build up, I like to have the ball, and now I can do that. And that was nearly impossible in the old system. And now you can tweak so much more. So it will be exciting to make your new players, I'm sure of it.
Yeah, and hopefully, I mean, the outcome of this will be with the increased right back and left back abilities. We'll see a little bit more attacking fullbacks. I know Chris doesn't like to go beyond the halfway line. We'll also see players that are playing fullback currently who fucking cry after every match about getting a better position. Hopefully, they can be happy with their with being a fullback for the season, because I can tell you one thing now: if anybody is new to the Discord and they're watching this, if you want to get a team really quick, if you're a free agent, just tell everyone you enjoy playing fullback or centre back, and you'll be signed up within the end of the day, because obviously every team is having trouble getting people that enjoy and want to play those positions. Truck Stop's happy in his mediocrity at left back, and that for me is a perfect signing, and that's what we need more of.
Exactly, and you can create a play you like now. So you can create a fun left back, or at least what you consider fun. So the position will become more fun to play with because you have a nicer ball, etc. So all in all, this new system. I think it will be.
Can we make a new rule that fullbacks get every free kick? That might make people want to play fullback as well. Do you know what I mean?
Honestly,
in my opinion, I think you should just, if you play mixed and you're captain of the team, give the free kick to the guy who's getting fouled. And if he takes 3 free kicks already on a day, you give it to the left back sometimes. So share and care.
Give the left back the scraps off the table.
You won't understand this, Steve, and I've told you numerous times. There's the art of defending is something that is loved by people that love to defend, people that love to make a last-ditch tackle or run somebody out to the touchline or get a block or a goal line clearance. You know, these things that you're just about the glory, Steve. You said that you're going to leave Pen U at the end of the season because they're making you play DMF when you want to be a centre forward. Yeah, that's okay. But you're all about the glory. Some people are about the team, and some people are about enjoying defending. I'm one of these guys. I don't want to play in an advanced position. It's not because I can't. It's because I enjoy defending.
Exactly, Trucker. I agree with you. Look, people like Rambo enjoy to score a tap in from 1 yard and then look at his rating and say he's fantastic. But I think that's when we are undervaluing the defensive positions who do a lot more than just scoring a tap in.
Yeah, and I've got to say as well, for people who actually enjoy the game, I played right back in mixed the other day. Man of the match, scored 24 completed passes. I had more of the touch than anybody else on the park. So I think sometimes people underestimate the importance of fullbacks in a team if they're doing it right. So listen, this is away from the topic. We'll discuss this.
Yeah.
At another point. Is there anything you want to close with, Dobby, before we go on to the tutorial video?
I want to add a few tips because I've become an expert ball spinner now through the edit mode after the last week.
Fucking
I
expert.
500 balls. I can't see a Konami menu anymore. So there will be limitations. Like, for example, the DMF will have 60 heading minimum. Yeah. People will go into edit mode and will say, I don't need heading. So they will put in edit mode the stat heading on 60. Then they go into the ball mode, spin that player, and they will find that they get a variation of their edited player. So it's possible that the player coming up in ball mode has 57 for heading. A -3 or a +3 is possible in the randomness of the ball spinning when you spin your player from the edit mode. The problem that occurs here is, okay, you need 60 for him to be legal. So you need +3 in heading. You might not have the time to train. You might not want to train that certain stat because then also your kicking power goes up or whatever other stat there is with the focus point. What I would say is create a safety in the edit mode. So if the minimum of heading is 60 and you don't want to use that stat, put it on 62. Then if you get a -3 in the random ball spinning, it will be 59. Then you only need to go up +1 in the heading stat to go to 60 and make him legal. And you don't need to train that because training from a 69 to a 73, you could safely say that every stat goes up at least 73. Same goes for a maximum. If you want 85 kicking power, which is the maximum for certain positions, don't put it on 85 because then you can't grow it to 86 anymore. Put it on 82, 83, so you will never surpass the limit. That's one tip when you're trying to spin your ball you created in edit mode. I'm looking at my piece of paper for my tips. Some people will have troubles like, how do I find my edited player in the ball mode? Of course, there will be a tutorial about this, but I have a small tip. Say that you want to make a target man, center forward. You can edit the play style in the edit mode. So you make the stats a target man, so high physicality, heading, jump, whatever. Then you make the play style of that player in edit mode, make him a dummy runner. Then when you go into ball mode and you select CF dummy runner, your target man will pop up. And he will be easy to recognize. But which dummy runner has 85 physicality? Most of them are quick with a lot of stamina. So when you start spinning, you will find him easily. If you make a dummy runner or a target man in this case, let's keep with target man. If you make a target man and you call him a target man, they will all look similar and you will have more troubles finding him standing out basically instead. So Coco, the cat and the admin won't have to use that piece of paper anymore on the physicality because he will easily see which player is his edited player. Small tip. Other thing I did when spinning my balls is, okay, I spin the edited player. I created in the edit mode, and then I spin them in the ball mode. The first thing I do before I progress and say, okay, I'll go with this one is, okay, what's the minimum stats? What's the maximum stats? I write them down on a piece of paper. So for example, my minimum stat has to be low pass 60, but it's 58. I write down on the piece of paper, I need +2 in low pass. You will have maybe 2 or 3 stats like these. Then you go and you train the low pass up, boom, he's legal. So before you start, look what you need and you can easily create your player. Those are really useful tips. It saves you time because you don't have to restart all the time, and you will have a player within 30 minutes.
Right, quick question. I know there's a minimum on low pass.
Yeah.
Do you anticipate anybody looking for that minimum? I know you just use it as an example there, but for me, when I make a BAL, especially if he's a midfielder, I want his low pass to be like 80. Basically, it's an opinion piece. Do you think it matters?
But this is nice that you say it. Look, this is nice that you say, because then we go back to one of the worries of the community where we say all the balls will be the same now. There we go. Some might put it on 60, you might put it on 80, and that's there already the diversity you have in the ball creation. So some people rate some stats, some don't. Some want to recreate this player, some want that. Up to you. There's a big gap you can play with. Some people were scared, like, oh, everything is now minimum 65. That's not the case. You can go lower, you can go higher. There's a big limits left and right where you can play with, which will make sure that there are a lot of different balls on the pitch.
There will be an incredible amount of variety. For example, and I'm just going to use as an example, recently I've been using a creative playmaker SS that I actually made before this glitch, but I was looking for, like, you know, I wanted 75, 76 balance, 75, 76 physical contact, the speed 70. Do you know what I mean? The acceleration 75. Not an extreme BAL by any stretch of the imagination, but looking at something different as a player who can drop deep, you know, pass the ball, move the ball, as opposed to, you know, maybe a lot of people in the SS position are looking for pace. I was looking for physicality and the ability to turn on the ball. And I think hopefully we're going to see more diversity now, and people will realise, you know, not your player doesn't have to be just speed. We can have a target man. I know the target men have been a nightmare to spin because normally the speed and the height were always just slightly wrong. Well, you know, you're always looking for 65 speed and 85 physical contact. Now, you've got an extra 4 points that you can use on that. I don't know if anybody knows, but the system used to be for speed and physical contact, it used to be 150. So you'd go 75-75 or 70-80 or 65-85 for a target man. Now you can go 65-89, you know, so it's...
the new system, like you say, indeed, it used to be 150 points. Not everyone realized that. They went with the sheet and thought this was difficult. In the end, it was 150 points between the two stats. We now simplified that table because the old table is gone. Basically, we're going to work with a new table, and it will just say 154 now. So you got 4 more points to play with there.
Yeah, so we're going to see variety. I think anybody who is worried about this shouldn't be. I think if you've seen this and you're still worried about it, take a Valium because there is nothing to worry about. And if, you know, I guarantee you personally, and if not, you can take it up with Rick, there will not be a problem. And in a couple of weeks' time, I think we're all going to be looking back on this and saying, wow, this has been brilliant for the community. It's made it easier for me to make my BALs. I can get the variety I want. I can get the specific player I want. But also we have a system in place that means, you know, the spam isn't going to happen, because a lot of people have come from my club to this 11v11 because they're sick of the spammy play. And the way that this works is you're not going to have people with, you know, 90 acceleration, 65 speed, and this, you know, 99 balance and 99 tight possession. We don't want them players in the league. And if, you know, you're watching this saying, oh, well, that's what I want, possibly, you know, question whether you're in the right place, you know?
Exactly. And I want to add, like for the DMF, again, you can create Conte, you can create Frankie de Jong, you can create Pirlo, you can create Gerrard, you can create all sorts of archetypes, play styles you want, which was not possible in the old system because you got a way more focused set of players when you were spinning a certain position. So the opportunities are endless. And again, we needed to do this because of cheat prevention. So some limits are just simply there because of cheat prevention, not because we want to bully someone. No, we need to do this. And you name it, because of the glitch. But I think after all this, after we did all the tests and created the new system, I think this is a good thing for the ball creation and the WAPES community and the league in general. So the glitch calling a glitch cheat prevention sounds a bit negative. We turned it into something amazing, I believe, to the benefit of all.
Okay, DJ Truckstop, is there anything you would like to add before we leave?
I would like to add that I would imagine all of the people that have sat through 50 minutes of this video are probably frothing at the gash to get to the meat of the situation, which is the lovely stats. And you're just fucking waffling on, Steve, relentlessly talking about 65 this, 89 that. You've talked about this fucking 40 times already this fucking hour. I'm saying like a prick. I've got a league game at 4, and you're fucking sat there fucking talking smack.
All right, Chris.
Move on to the video. That's what I want to say.
Okay, so we'll leave it at this then. Thank you, Truckstop, for your time. Thank you, Rick, for your time. The video for the BAL creation is coming on straight after this. So if you don't know how to do it, stick around. That's going to be on straight afterwards. At 7:30, the stats are going to be live. They're going to be, I believe they're going straight onto the Discord, are they, Rick? Or are they going on to the WAPES League
they will
website?
Discord and website, because the stats are ready and the website is being finalized. So you can just click, see, easy.
Yeah, so that's it from us. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching. And listen, enjoy it. And I'll see you all in mixed rooms and in the league shortly. Thanks for watching.
Thank you for having me again. Bye-bye.
You're welcome. Hello, and welcome to the new rules for the WAPES League BAL creation. There's been a few changes, so bear with us. We are also going to go into a video showing you how to create a new BAL. So first off, the first rule is left backs, right backs and DMS can now be 74 rated. This is basically to make them a little bit more competitive with the counterparts on the other team. We still have the same banned cards, but I'll quickly go through them. Gamesmanship, track back, man marking, captaincy and fighting spirit are all still banned. Another rule is acceleration can now be only 8 higher than the speed of the player. The reason we did this is now that you can create your own stats, we don't want players running around with 90 acceleration but 65 speed. It would completely ruin the game. It would ruin the fairness of the game, and that's something that's very, very important to everybody in the WAPES League. There is also new minimums and maximums for every position. They'll be available on the WAPES League website, so make sure you check them out before you make a player, because the maximum and minimum stats for a centre forward will be different to what they are for a defensive midfielder or a centre back. So I'm going to go into the video now showing you how to create your new BAL. Everything is going to be brilliant with this new system. Hope you all enjoy the video, and I hope you all enjoy creating your new BALs. You don't have to be spinning for 3 days now. Hello and welcome to the final part. This is where I'm going to show you how to make the BAL that you want to make as quick as you possibly can. So first we go into edit mode and we want to create a base copy of the kind of BAL that we are looking for. Today I'm going to make a DMF orchestrator. Okay, so we go into players, we go to create a player, and this is where we create a base copy for the player. This is basically creating a player that your BAL will be like. Okay, so just give him any name, it doesn't matter. Registered position, this is very, very important. I'm making a DMF, so we're going to go for DMF. We're going to go playable position. This is very important. Make sure you put your playable position on. Ability. Right, this is where you're going to want to go over to the spreadsheet, because there are some minimum and maximum stats for a DMF. Remember, a DMF can now be 74 rated. So I'm going to stick on the image. Boom! Boom! Right, this is where I can see what I want to do. So we go back, I can see 62 minimum offensive awareness. We're going to change it to 64. Ball control. We're going to leave all these on 70. Ball control, tight possession and dribbling. I'm going to go back. That sheet you'll be able to find on the Discord or the WAPES League. We're going to switch it back off so you can see what I'm doing on here. So I know I've got some minimums that I have to adhere to, okay? I want a good low pass. The lofted pass has to be, I'm going to go back to the sheet. Lofted pass, a minimum of 70 looks. So we're going to leave it on 72. Go back to the sheet, finishing. Minimum of 60, okay? I don't need finishing because I am a DMF who really I'm not anticipating shooting. I'm an orchestrator. I'm not anticipating doing much defending. We'll go back to the sheet and we can move place kicking down to 62. We can move curl down to 62. I'm just being safe. You could probably move these down to 60 if you wanted. I want a little bit of speed, a little bit of acceleration. I don't care about kicking power. Have a look at the sheet again. Kicking power, 60. Sorry, minimum of 68. So we'll leave that on at 70. Jump, minimum of 63. So we'll move that down again. 64, just to be safe. Again, you can play with these. And see what you come out with. Physical contact 75, balance 75, stamina 72, defensive awareness I think has to be 68 for a DMF. Just let me have a look. No, 66, but we'll leave it on 68. Now, ball winning. I'm an orchestrator, so I'm not that worried about my ball winning too much. Again, this is where the variety comes in. You can make a destroyer and give him, 85 ball winning. I think. Can we give him 85 ball winning if we want to? This is where we check. Yes, you can. You give him 85 ball winning. You can give him 85 orchestrator. So very important here, ladies and gentlemen. We want to go to conditioning 5. Okay. Leave the weak foot and the weak foot usage and the weak foot accuracy the same. Conditioning on 5. Okay. We back out. We return. He's 72. So we need to change some things because we want him ideally at 69. Okay. Right. So let's move the acceleration down to, the speed down to, the physical contact, the balance down to, the low pass down to. That's 70. Oh, let's try again. I want him at 69. Lofted pass. What lofted pass can I have? Again, this is a little bit of 70. Okay. A little bit of give and take here, lads. You're not going to get everything you want, are you? Let's try that. This should be 69. No, we'll try one more thing. As you can see, I've got a pretty well balanced player here. We will be able to boost him up though once we get to the training, and I will show you the end product as well. Let's just move these down a few more. Come on, baby, give me my 69. Come on. There we go. Right, so we've got a 69 rated player now, okay? It's very, very important here to put the type of player we're looking for, okay? So, orchestrator. Then just double check everything. Basic settings. Nationality I didn't put on. This is very important. So, we're going to make an Iranian. Most people think that you want to have the basic, a country that's small because there's going to be less players in the database, okay? So, now we're going to double check everything. It's very important. Player name, irrelevant. Basic settings, pick a small nation, okay? Registered position, make sure it's on DMF. Playable position, make sure DMF is on A. Again, if you're making an SS, make sure it's on SSA. Ability, okay, 69 rated player. Playing style, orchestrator, okay? So this is all good. Appearance doesn't matter, motion doesn't matter. You can all edit these later, of course. Now we press OK. So he's registered to create a player list. Now, to increase our chance of getting the BAL we want that we've just made, we want to recreate that BAL numerous times, okay? So we go to create a BAL, base copy. And we go here. And we create another. Basically, we've copied the player we've just made, okay? And then, what do? We do it again. Base copy. Again, this might be tweaked. Some people say make 10. I'm going to make 5, being honest with you. I think 5's plenty, but you know, some people are saying, yeah, if you get 10, you get it even quicker. But then obviously you've got your time creating the base copies. So that kind of depends on what you want to do, doesn't it? So there we are. My cheeky little orchestrator. We'll do one more base copy. I'm not going to rank him up, don't worry. This is an uber quick tutorial. Afterwards, the stats that you can look for will all be on the Discord and the WAPES League.com. Right, so now we've made 5 base copies of the style of player we want, who is an Iranian orchestrator, 69 rated, okay? Now we go to BAL, new, and now we have to find him, okay? So what we've basically done is we've put a player in the database. Now we have to find that player. So we pick the same country, Iran. We give him a name. I like to pick a king or a legend from said culture. So we're going to go with Darius, who was a great Persian king. The appearance in that you can make yourself if you want to do. I'm obviously not going to do it in this video because you'll be like, Jesus, we've all been watching 40 minutes. We'll just get to it. Do you know what I mean? And now, DMF Orchestrator. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to spin a player until you get the stat distribution of what you just made, because you've basically made the player. The thing is, my player is obviously very well balanced. So I'm looking through, it could be any of these. Let's have a look. If you made him more extreme, he would, of course, be more extreme and obviously easier to find. Rick did give us the tip that if you're making a dummy runner, obviously make him, if you want a target man, make him in the dummy runner. Here we are, I found him, look. And you're saying, how do you know you found him? Well, I've got the acceleration +8 that I made. I've got my low pass +8. And I've got my defensive awareness, ball winning is all pretty similar. Basically, I've got a nice orchestrator that's well balanced. That is basically what I would want. Have I got everything legal? Let me check. We turn it off. We switch. Offensive awareness. Everything is in target with the minimums. Molly, don't do that while I'm making a video, darling, because I'll be forced to put my fist through you. Only joking, would never hurt a dog. Now, so everything looks good. That is one, but obviously I found my BAL, but you can say, all right, let's spin again because, you know, I'd like his stamina's a bit low and the acceleration, the speed's a little bit too close to the 8 that you're allowed. So we spin again. That was a nice one, wasn't it? 86 kicking power. He's illegal. So we spin again. We keep going. You'll find one again. It might take 20 turns. It might take 10. It might take 40. But you just keep going. You'll know when you find him. People always turn notifications off when making tutorial videos. I could have chosen a more extreme example, and maybe I will do at another point. Obviously, if you'd made a centre forward, it's probably a little bit easier to find them because the stats can stand out a lot more, whereas this orchestrator stats are fairly well balanced. So it's a little bit tougher to find. But we'll find one. We've already found one. Let's see if we can find another. This has so far taken me 11 minutes, which is not a bad use of time. Oh, wow, look at this guy. He's got finishing 45. See, he's illegal. And that was a natural BAL, but he's currently illegal, so you are going to find it. Look, there's another one. I found another one, look. So, again, you can see the stats are basically what I was spinning for, and I got my 4-4, which is ideal, very, very lucky. But if you have a look at the base copy I made, this is basically a pretty much exact replica of the base copy I made. Now, it's 69 rated, so we're going to press X. We're going to keep him, stick him in the Brazilian League. Obviously, that's where Iranians love to play. And that has taken me 12 minutes, start to finish, to make 2 BALs. So what I'll do, I'll actually just do a centre forward that's really extreme, so you can see how it works as well, in terms of if you wanted to push the limits and make a player who was, you know, very unique or extreme, you could say. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, thanks for watching. Now the stats will be live on the Discord. They will be live on the WAPES League. Enjoy yourselves, get in mixed room, have some fun. And if you want to see the extreme centre forward I make, stick with me and we'll do that right away. Okay, quickly save this. System save 1. So as you can see, that DMF was fairly like moderate, because that's how I like my DMFs. I want them to be able to do everything, but you could have went extreme, and that's what we're going to do now. Okay, so edit. But you see how quick this is compared to normal. Players, create players. Player name. We're going to go controversial. We're going to call him B. Basic settings. Iran. I'm going through this as quick as I can. Register position. Centre forward. Playable positions. Centre forward. Ability. Okay, this is where we're going to try and make him really kind of extreme. So what I'm going to have to do is go to the striker sheet, which I am not going to show you because I'm not sure I can. 1 second. And position, centre forward. Right, okay, so for example, with this centre forward, we could go offensive awareness, right? We don't really want that, so we stick that on 72. And then, do you want ball control? Okay, so let's go really extreme, right? So we'll go 64, 64, 64, 64, lofted pass, 62, finishing 72, heading. This is just to show you, you know, how clear it is. A set piece taken 60. And it shows you also how quick it can be. So we're going to do an uber quick guy, right? So speed maximum is 83. So go with 81, right? And we'll go with acceleration 85. Kicking power, sorry, go 83. Kicking power 83. Jump 83. Physical contact 83, balance 83, stamina 73, defensive awareness 45. I'm just trying to do this quick, actually, guys. Probably, I'm sure there's people out there that can do this quicker than me. Oh. Right, and then of course we put the condition on 5. We back out. We see what rating is 69. Okay, so you can see how extreme this guy is. Actually, I think he's illegal. We'll just change that because you can't have speed 81 and physical contact 83. But we could have speed... okay. Speed 80 and physical contact 74. Okay. And balance we can have 83. 81. Let's put this finishing up a little bit until we get to 69. Right, so that's the player. That's the base that we've made, okay? We also have to change his playing style. And he'll be a... dummy runner. Okay, so if we have a look at this play, we'll have a look at his abilities again, just to make sure we find him. 64, 64, 64, 64, 62. So he can't pass and he can't dribble, but he's got good finishing, and he's quick and reasonably physical as well, okay? So contact, so it's speed 80, 74. Okay, let's see if we can find this bad boy. Okay, so like before, we have to create the player. Again, I'm sorry if you've already seen this and you know what you're doing, just skip this, go to the Discord and have a look at the stats and start making your own. But if you don't know what you're doing, then obviously this might be useful for you. So we create a base copy, we go through this again. And B. There we are. We'll try and make him quickly 5 times. Then I'll show you how the system works. Really, if you're new, you might want to watch this twice. If you know what you're doing, then just skip it and go and have a look at the stats, start making, start playing. Obviously, you know, this is optional at this point, so don't feel obliged to be watching this if you already know what you're doing. I love how my dog's barking and the kids are in and out and all this kind of stuff. Welcome to my world. I'm half asleep now. Right. We're going to do 5 of this Iranian dummy runner. It should be very easy to find. This is version 1 of the beta testing as well, so this is liable to change. So make sure you put your thoughts up, good or bad, really, just so you know the admins know what you think of this new system. Okay. Right, so we've done that. We got our 5 base copies. We're going to go out very quick, and like I say, I've made a DMF and a striker in pretty much 20 minutes. New. Original player, Asia, Iran, player name, here we go. That's just habit. So we want a centre forward dummy runner. Right, let's see if we can find him. I think that's him, is it? I don't think it is him, but it was very similar. Let's keep going. I think that might have been him. That might have been him. Here we are. Again, this is all there we are. Have a look. Keep going. We will find him. We will find him. We will find him. Sometimes it can take 20 spins. Sometimes it can take 5. I think that's him. Yeah, that's him. There we go. We found him. That is my dummy runner. Striker. As you can see, everything is in the right place. He's got the balance. He's got the jump. He's got the kicking power. He's got the acceleration. He's got the speed. And yeah, there we are. Look, you can still have a pretty extreme target man there. It took me 22 minutes to do it. So head over to the Discord, check out all the new stats, the new minimums, the new maximums for your players, and see how easy it is. We will sign up Xerxes. Nah, I don't want to save him. That'll do though. And that basically shows you how easy it is to make these players, and then of course you can train them up as you wish. So thanks for watching. Have a great day and enjoy the new BAL system. And yeah, enjoy.